Karab. Today is the I.S.U.P.K Atlanta's Brotherhood Tuesday Brotherhood class. Anybody got any questions before we start? All right, no sweat, no questions online, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Today's topic is, coming to the truth, you will be tried and proved, man. You understand? You're going to have to go through the fire and prove yourself coming into this truth. You understand? So we're going to go ahead and start with, give me, where I want to start at. Give me Ecclesiasticus 6 and 7. I'm gonna pull it in the scriptures myself too. So give me 1 second. We're gonna jump right into it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 7. That's in the Apocrypha. Is there Apocrypha up here? Yeah, give me Apocrypha real quick. Yahanna. Sure. And if you're online, watching online, like, share, and subscribe to all the I.S.U.P.K Atlanta pages. Right. You understand? So we could push this truth, get it out there more, man. Get more brothers to come into the school and put in their brick for the Lord. You understand? Right. Well, give me that Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 7 when you got it.
God will the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend.
Right, it say if thou wouldest get a friend, man. You understand? You think you want to go ahead and make friends or, get friends, to have on your side, go ahead.
Prove him first.
Right, prove him first, man. You understand? Why does the scripture say you will get a friend to prove your friend first? Like, this is a scripture. This is something that's known in the black community, man. You understand? We know that, when you get friends, you got to see if they're your friends, man.
Right.
That's how you know that the black, Hispanic, and Native American community, our culture comes from this Bible.
Right.
Because even some of the things that we do today without even having no knowledge of the Bible is in the Bible, man. You understand? Well, black people always swear they got haters. Always, what they say, keep your, what's the saying? Keep your friends.
Keep your friends close to me. Keep your enemies closer.
Right. Keep your friends closer. Keep your enemies closer, man. You understand? Knowing damn well that a lot of our friends could be some of our enemies, man.
Right.
You got friends. It's a known thing in the black, Hispanic, and Native American community that some of your friends don't like you, man. That they haters. You know what I mean? I don't want to use that word, but for lack of a better term, they haters, man. You know what I mean? They're against you. They want to see your downfall.
Right.
You see so many memes, especially on social media. When you get you get a come up, you know what I'm saying? You get a good job, or you're able to buy a new car, something that's supposed to be positive. But every time you come around with the positiveness and you talking, but you're just trying to congratulate yourself. It ain't nothing wrong with something good happened to you, and you're not necessarily bragging, but you happy about it.
Right.
But your friends be looking all depressed and all sad and all, with the angry face. You understand? Well, that's in the scriptures, man. That goes back to the scriptures. Read that again.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Right, you got to prove him first, man. If you want to get a friend, if you get a friend, you have to prove him first, man. That's the problem with what's going on nowadays. We think that we have friends and we didn't prove them.
Right.
So then you find out in the wrong time, that wasn't your friend. You know what I mean? You've been helping him out this whole time, right? He need help with rent or whatever he need help with. You helping him out. The moment that you need help, you find that he don't even answer your damn phone call, man.
Right.
That's the problem. The scripture said you got to prove a man first. Read that again.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Right. Why do you prove him first? Because you got to see if that's your friend, man.
Right.
You understand? You got to see if that's your friend. Keep going.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Right, and what can you relate that to? Like, now we're talking about friends, but let's relate that to something that we will understand even more. and hearing this truth?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
I would think just off the top, like I might not trust him. I might not give him the credit to trust him with my family, to be around my family by himself.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's true, that's true. You know what I mean? Read it again.
Sir, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
You can relate that to the truth, man. You can relate that to the truth. Brother coming to the truth, it's a good thing that a brother started to come to class. Even when he get his trooper name. You know what I mean? But you still got to be proved.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you were a trooper, you still going through the phase of shedding yourself for the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to fight for your way to earn to be around the officers.
Right.
You got to fight for your way to learn to be, you know what I mean, to be here. You know, you got to prove that you deserve to be here. Go ahead.
Like I said, if I could, even before being a trooper, you would have to prove yourself before even getting your name, sir.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? When you become a brother that's coming to class, a young man or a young sister, you got to prove yourself that you're worthy of being in here, man.
Right.
You understand that you have the integrity, that you can fight through what you're going through to be in here, man. You understand? Otherwise, you know what I mean? There's no point in you being here. If you're going to cause, you know what I mean? If you're going to cause a school harm and damage. You understand? Read that last part, what it say?
And be not hasty to credit him.
It's so heavy that it says that to be not hasty to credit him. What does it mean when it say to be not hasty to credit him?
Salakia, sir. I mean, just be not hasty to credit him, just giving him propers that he doesn't deserve.
Right, man. When it say be not hasty to credit him, I mean, if you do something good, you don't want to just, all right, man, you know what I mean? You solid. You're saying you still got to go. Anybody can do something good, man. Anybody can do something that's you know what I mean, that's looked at as positive. But that doesn't mean that your intentions was positive.
Right.
You could be doing stuff to get over on people. You know, a lot of people, especially in the world, it don't happen in the school. You know what I mean? Because those brothers don't make it. You know what I mean? Those brothers don't even get a damn Hebrew name. They get weeded out early. You understand? But it definitely happens in the world to where a brother does something, you know, to get on your side, man. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, he's plotting on you. The whole time he's plotting on you. He's trying to get close to you so he can set you up, man. But he'll do things that you might deem as, oh, this brother is my friend. You know what I mean? So you quickly to haste him, but you didn't prove him yet, man.
Right.
You understand? A lot of times you don't see, it's a scripture in there, we're going to get into it later. But a lot of times you don't see of a friend is your friend unless you what? Unless you go through something.
Right.
And you see how they react. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Concert. With Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Right. Now this is in the Bible, man.
Right.
This is in the Bible, man. This is something that Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans know all too well, man. Especially being in the world. This is something we all know all too well, man. You got some friends that's only there to benefit off of you.
Right.
You got some friends that's only willing to, you know what I mean, be your friend just because it makes them better. You know what I mean? It helps them out in a certain way. If it didn't, then they wouldn't be your friend, man. You understand? But this is here in the Bible. We're reading this here out the scriptures, man. Read that again.
Come on. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
And that's why when we know this in the Bible, that even when you come into the truth, you got to be proven, man.
Right.
You understand? We want in this school, we want you to go through the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? And you got your back up against the wall, man. Now that doesn't mean that you can't lean on a brother, get some counsel. You understand? But you got your back up against the wall. You feeling the pressure. You know what I mean? In other words, you feeling the pressure. What are you gonna do, man? You understand? Are you gonna prove yourself and fight and show that you deserve or you want to be, not even deserve, that you want to be in the school? That's what we want to know. Do you want to be here? You understand? Or is you gonna, get all this work, you gonna get pressured, and then you just going, you know what I mean? Oh well, it's not beneficial to me no more, so now I'm gonna leave. Go ahead.
So like you said, if I could. Also, similar to being in training and in drills concerning Esau's army, you know, when they put you through that, not only do they put you that to see if you want to be here, so like if you want to be in that situation, but also if you can handle certain obstacles that will come. You know what I'm saying? Being in that army. And if I could, I.S.U.P.K does that just as well, sir.
Right, exactly, man. You know what I mean? We got Hebrew Academy. You know what I mean? But like the brother said, when you got your back up against the wall, when you feeling a lot of pressure on you, it does reveal your weaknesses, your strengths. You know what I mean? Whether you really want this or whether you just here because it sounded good. You know what I mean? If you just here because it sounds good and you don't really want to go through the fire to change and, you know what I mean, become a soldier of the Lord and go out and help the people, then there's no point in you being in here, man.
Right.
You understand? When you're doing this work, you got to want to do it. Nobody's going to force you to do the work, man. You understand? This is your time to be improved. You be improved. Little do you know what I mean, you might be feeling frustrated and all types of, you know what I mean, being attacked by all types of demons, man. But little do you know the Lord is testing you, man.
Right.
He's trying you to see if you really want this. You understand? To see if this is really what you're here for. This is in the scriptures, man, because some people is here for their own occasion. That's especially out in the world, man.
Right.
But you also have to apply this to the truth. You also have to apply this to the truth. You understand? Keep going.
Common concept. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
And that's what we do not want in this school, man.
Right.
They do that out in the world. That's what happens out in the world. It will not happen in the school.
Right.
You understand? Because some people, when the day trouble comes, when they feeling pressured, you'll realize that wasn't your friend, man. Like I said, so many times that we've realized this when we out in the world. You understand? You were the friend, and most of the time, I'm trying to see a good example, because most of the time, y'all, when you out in the world, you're doing some sin that's against the Lord anyway. But, you still find out that that's not your friend. I'm trying to figure out a time. Well, best thing I can come up with is, like I said, you got it. You good. You know what I mean? You got money. You know what I'm saying? You're doing well with yourself. And a friend needs help. Boom. Boom. You helping them. You helping them. You helping them. Well, let me borrow 20. Boom. Let me borrow, 40. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me borrow 200. Man, you good, bro. You my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Boom. You're giving the money. You understand? He call you again. You know what I mean? Damn, I don't mean to keep asking you. Don't worry about it, bro. You my homie, bro. I got you, bro. If I eat, you eat. You know what I mean? Because that's your friend, man. That's how you is. Right. But then something happens to you. You know what I mean? Your car break down, or who knows what something happens. You lose your job.
Right.
You know what I mean? You lose your slavery. Now you ain't got no money, rent due. You hit them up like, hey, bro, can you help me? Can you lend me something? Like just $20, anything. They either don't answer your call or they say, nah, bro, I ain't got nothing for you. Meanwhile, you like, damn. This nigga was not my homie the whole time, man.
Right.
You understand? He was only your friend for his own occasion. He got money from you, man. That's why he was your friend. Because you had it, and when he hit you up, you're giving the 20. You're giving the 40. You're giving the 60. You know what I mean? But the time that you in a day of trouble, when you need help, he ain't there for you, man. Go ahead.
So like I said, you mentioned being out in the world, and people who really go through that a lot are celebrities. So people that people who are like idolized the most, the entertainers, they go through that the most. When they're spending all this money buying luxurious items, extravagant things, unnecessary things, man, just showing off
Right.
for their people and showing off for their friends and family. But after that money gets slow and it gets low, they're broke.
See, okay,
They have no help.
you absolutely right, but I won't say they go through it the most. Regular people go through it the most. But theirs is just the most serious. It's the most serious account of it. You know what I mean? You got a millionaire that's, a brother to become like, you a celebrity or you a football player, basketball player. You know what I mean? So you get millions of dollars and you breaking off your family members. Theirs be more close too. You know what I mean? You breaking off family members, your mom, your dad, cousins, all that. You breaking off some friends. You got all this money, but now you erratically spending your money.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get hurt in a football injury or you retire, man. It's just your time. You're not good on the field no more. You're not good on the court no more. And so now you become bankrupt, you lose your money, you can't provide for everything, and now you need to lean back on a friend that you gave money to, and they like, nah, bro. You understand? So they just got the most serious account of it because you're dealing with millions, but regular day people deal with this more, man. We deal with this more. I know you done dealt with it. I done dealt with it. Everybody in this classroom done dealt with it. Everybody on the conference call done dealt with it. Everybody online, I know all of us dealt with it, man.
Right.
You understand? All of us done dealt with it. But you got to be proved, man. That's the main point of this. You know what I mean? Out in the world, it tells you to prove your friends, and this is definitely talking about the truth. When you come in here, you got to be proved. Commander General Yahanna on down made up a system to where when you come in here, you will be proved to see if you a strong brother, man.
Right.
You understand? Because what is our motto? No cowards. How you figure out a coward? You prove him. You test him. And he going to show his colors, man. You understand? So when you in here and you know you in here, you take that oath. You made it this far, you got to keep fighting, man.
Right.
You got to keep proving yourself, man. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you strong and you in this for the Most High, for the Lord, man.
Right.
Not just for yourself, not for on your own beneficial. Sometimes you'll do stuff and it won't benefit you at all. Or you might think in your mind that it don't benefit you. Because, you know, nothing don't happen then. That's what proves you, man. Is you going to keep doing it, or is you only doing this because it benefits you? Because you can see it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do stuff that just because it need to be done. Not because, you know what I mean, you're going to get a reward for it.
Right.
You understand? But we're going to get a precept. Give me Proverbs 17 and 17. I'm going to pull it in the Bible too. Give me 1 second. We got anybody else that called in online where I can get the attendance? All right, no sweat. Give me Proverbs 17 and 17 when you got it.
Come on, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
Right, a friend loveth at all times, man. You know what I mean? Meaning that if you're somebody's friend, you're going to always love that friend, man. There's never going to be a time where you don't love them. Even if y'all get into an argument.
Right.
You understand? You might be at a disagreement with your friends. That's not to say that won't happen. Even in the school, you might be at a disagreement with a brother. Does that mean you stop loving that brother because you had a disagreement with him? Does that mean that you start developing a hatred towards that brother because you had a disagreement? I tell you what, if you ever start to grow a hatred or a dislike for a brother, what should you do? Go ahead.
So like you, sir, seek counsel.
You should seek counsel, man. That's exactly what you should do. Because you don't want to let it build up in you to where you're hating the brother.
Right.
You understand? You never want that to happen. You understand? Because all it's going to lead to is you not doing what the scriptures say to do. You understand? But a friend loveth at all times, man. We in here together, or if you got a friend, they should always love you. You should never be a point to where you don't love them. Like I said, that doesn't mean that y'all not going to have a disagreement, or you're not going to have an alt with a brother, or a problem with a brother. But even if y'all got a problem with your brother, let's say if y'all waiting on counsel when something happens to that brother, you're supposed to still defend that brother like your life depends on it, man.
Right.
Because a brother loves at all times. Keep going.
Okay. And a brother is born for adversity.
Good night. What does that mean to say a brother is born for? It didn't say born through, it said born for adversity. What does that mean?
So like you, sir.
Go ahead.
If he's born for adversity, he's made for that purpose.
Right. You understand? Meaning a brother is made for adversity, man. You understand? That's why when we all in here, we all brothers, we in the truth, we are made for adversity, man. We are made for those hard times so we can be able to be dependent on, man. So you can depend on your brothers. So your brothers defend you with everything that they got, man. You understand? That's what a brother is made for, man. You understand? That's what we need to understand, man. We make the school, we build a school with no cowards, just so when something happens, we know we got the brothers to depend on. That's how the Lord want Black, Hispanic, and Native. That's how the Lord want all Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. So we all have each other back. We all come together as a one nation under the Most High, and we ain't got to worry about nothing because we all got each other back. We all gonna look out for each other, man. You understand? That's what a brother is born for. A brother's not born for, you know what I mean, y'all just going out and having fun, or when everything is good, you know what I mean, y'all cool together. It's born for the rough times, man, where you need some help, but you got somebody to lend on. You understand? Read that from the top when you can.
Okay, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
Right. If you call yourself to be a friend, man, you gotta love your friend at all times, man. You understand? If there's ever a moment to where you have a friend and y'all fall out, guess what that means? Y'all was damn near never friends to begin with, man.
Right.
Y'all was now. One of y'all wasn't. Maybe one of y'all was genuine. You know what I mean? I'll say that. Maybe one of y'all was genuine. You can answer the door. Maybe one of y'all was genuine. You understand? Because some of us, I know, you know what I mean, whether we on the receiving or the giving end, you understand? One of us was a friend or one of us wasn't that friend. But somebody might be a friend. You understand? Love them and helping them out all they can. But then the problem arises where you need help and they don't help you. And yeah, that will cause you to fall out, man. Because you realize that wasn't your friend. You realize that they wasn't there for you, man. That they really didn't give a damn about you, man. You understand? Give me, where we at? Ecclesiastes, Proverbs 17 and 17. I'm going to read it. The brother that's reading, he's on Shamar, so he's at the door. I'm going to read it again. And a brother is born for adversity. You understand? Meaning adversity is problems, man. You understand? When you're going through adversity, that's when stuff gets tough. You know what I mean? When you're going through troubles, when you're going through problems, something comes up, everything is all good, but then you get something comes up in your life, and you're going through problems. That's adversity, man. But that's when you most need your friends or your brothers. When you're going through problems, when you're going through that adversity, that's when you find out if somebody's down for you, because that's when brotherhood really matters, man. You know what I mean? Anybody can be around when everything is good. You know what I mean? Y'all doing good. Everything is tawab. Anybody can be around for that, man. But how many people is going to be around when you down and out? When you on your last? When you ain't got nothing? You understand? That's when you really find out who's your friends, man. You understand? When you on your last and you ain't got nothing. Shalom, brother. You understand? That's when you find out who's really your friend and if y'all ain't got nothing, man. You understand? And this is in the scriptures. So much times do we deal with this in the world. We at Proverbs 17 and 17. All right. You know what I mean? So many times do we realize that when we got problems that brothers ain't your friends, man. You understand? And that resolves in the truth. You can't think that this only applies for the world. Yeah, it mostly happens in the world. Shalom, Yahanna. You understand? So many times it does happen in the world. But you got to also relegate it to the truth too, man. You know what I mean? To where if a brother needs some help, who's going to help the brother? You know what I mean? Well, here we build a sanctuary where we going to get help for that brother, man. You understand? Keep reading on that, Hadar, when you get a chance.
Sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Right,
you understand? Here we create soldiers that's born for adversity, man. We born for you going through troubles and being able to get through it, man. From the Lord, man. You understand? That's how we do it, man. You understand? So give me we gonna drop that. Give me 1 Peter 1 and 7. Hey, hold on. Brother, take his cover. We're going to get 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7. Hey, you get that from me, Kasiyad?
Verse again, sir. Verse.
Oh, no, we got first. I'm in a new verse. 1 Peter 1 and 7.
Come on, God.
I'm going to pull it in my scripture in this Bible, too. Give me 1 second.
Come on, God.
All right, read it when you got it.
Son of God.
Read it.
Book of 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7. Let the trial of your faith be much more precious than of gold that perisheth.
Right, it says that the trial of your faith. What's the trial of your faith, man? That's when you're going through problems, man. When you're going through tribulation, when you're going through something that, you know what I mean, that's hard to deal with. It said let the trials of your faith be what?
the trial of your faith much more precious than of gold that perisheth.
Right. Make it be more precious than gold, man. You understand? Gold perishes. But your faith should not perish, man. Go ahead.
Come on, God. Though it be tried with fire.
Right. What's that mean? Though it be tried with fire, mean that when you come in here, you will be tried with fire, man. It's not one of us that came in here and decided that we wanted to serve the Lord that wasn't tried through fire, man.
Right.
Whatever you deal with, you're going to be tried. Go ahead. What's going on, warrior?
I ain't looking up, but if I may, I'd like to make a comment to what you just said.
Go ahead.
What you just said is so heavy, you know what I'm saying, especially coming into the truth, you know what I'm saying, that trial, you know what I'm saying, that you go through, you know, it's the Most High, you know, sending out, dispatching his angels to do what he got to do to see if you're worthy of it, you know what I'm saying, and if you persevere through those trials and tribulations that you go through, you know what I'm saying, then the Most High he can do something with you, you know what I'm saying, so like.
Right, exactly, man. You understand? Like so much when we in the world, right, and you go to the Christian church, they make it seem like such a feel-good thing that when you become a Christian, everything is going to happen for you. You just pray to the Lord and you're going to get that new car. You know what I mean? You're going to get the new job. You're going to always be wealthy. You're going to have this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, it don't happen like that at all.
Right.
But because you hear that from the pastor, that you just got this uppity good feeling about you. But I'm going to tell you like how it is. The scriptures don't say that, man. The scriptures say when you decide to actually give yourself to the Lord for real, not Christianity, but here in the I.S.U.P.K, you will be tried with fire, man. You're going to go through tough times. You're going to go through problems. When you in your mind, you're thinking, well, how the hell am I going to do this? You know why? The Lord's putting your back up against the wall to see what you do, man. To see if you're going to go back to the streets and rob and sell drugs, you know what I mean, do whatever the hell you was doing in the world, or are you going to fight through it and trust in the Lord, man?
Right.
You understand? That's what makes a person, man. That's what makes a person. Putting them through problems and seeing if they're going to keep with the Lord and they're going to stay with the Lord, or is they going to be out in there doing wicked stuff to get by? Because that's what they know, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You understand? Read that again from the top.
Come on, God. The book of 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 7. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth.
Right. This should be much more precious than gold that perishes. You coming in here and fighting and having that faith in the Lord, that's much more precious than gold, man. What's that telling you? That's more precious than money.
Right.
You understand? Something that's worth some value in this world. Your faith is worth more, man. Go ahead.
Come on, God. Though it be tried with fire.
Go ahead.
Might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach.
Right, exactly, man. You going through that fire, so when you pass it, it might be found to glory at the appearing of the Most High. I mean, it's like the appearing of Christ, man. You understand? When Christ comes, you'll be rewarded because you went through that fire, man. You was tried, and you was more precious than gold, man. Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse 8. Whom having not seen, ye love, in whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory.
Right, read that from the top again, man.
Come on, God. Verse 8. Whom having not seen.
Right, who haven't not seen? Who haven't we seen? Go ahead.
Christ.
We haven't seen Christ. Think about it, man. That's why being in the truth now is more valuable, more strong than anything ever.
Right.
In anything ever, man. You can't think of anything ever that's more strong than now. We haven't seen Christ. We didn't see the miracles. You know what I mean? Hadar, you seen the miracles?
It's like you said, live.
You seen the miracles, Kasiyad?
Live, sir.
Erskine, you seen the
Sir.
It's like, brother, what's your name? William. You seen the miracles of Christ? We don't look, we reading this book and we taking the hold to it because we know it's the truth. But we didn't see, you know what I mean? We didn't see, you know, the things that happened in this book. You know what we going off? We going off of faith, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's in our spirit to be like, nah, this is real. You know what I mean? So many people see the Bible and they'll think, oh, it's a white man's book. Oh, it's fake. You know, what we hear the most, it's just stories to tell us how we should live our life. You know what I mean? But we don't think that they're real. I know I didn't think it was real before I came into the school, till I heard it break down in the proper context. You know what I mean? Read that again.
Come on, verse 8. Whom having not seen, ye love.
Right. We haven't seen Christ, but yet we love Christ, man. We truly love Christ. This is not no Christianity. In Christianity, they don't love Christ, man. Because they do. Why they don't love Christ? Because they do everything that Christ was against.
Right.
I mean, how you going to say that Christ died? He fulfilled the law and died doing the law that now you ain't got to do it no more.
Right.
Like, that don't make no sense, man. You want to be like Christ, but yet you're doing everything Christ didn't do.
Right.
So how are you being like him? In what aspect are you being like Christ? You understand? Christ didn't fulfill the law so you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You was doing whatever the hell you want to do before he did it. You know what I mean? Us as a nation was doing whatever the hell that we wanted to do. That's why Christ died in the first place, because we was doing what we wanted to do. So now that he died, we can continue doing whatever the hell we wanted to do? What sense does that make, man? You understand? Keep going.
Come on. In whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing.
Right, yet we don't see him not, man. We don't see him, man. Even now we don't see him. But yet we still believe, man. You understand? There's nothing stronger than that faith.
Right.
You believe something that you can't see. Most of the ignorant Negroes, ignorant brothers and sisters out in the world, they'll say what? You ain't on Sky Daddy. You ain't on, you know what I mean? Because they didn't see it. Well, you know what that means? Even if they did see the miracles, they still wouldn't believe, man.
Right.
Because when Christ was on the scene doing the miracles, guess what? There was still a lot of people who didn't believe. You understand? Keep going.
Come on. Ye rejoice with joy, unspeakable and full of glory.
Right, we rejoice with joy, man. You know what I mean? We rejoice with joy and full of glory because we know that we fighting for something that matters, man. You know what I mean? You fighting to get rich in this world and have a whole bunch of money and just be flashing and swagged out and stunting on people, that ain't going to mean nothing when you die, man.
Right.
But when you fighting here for this truth, you understand? You know that when you die, you're going to be born back in the truth and you're going to have glory. You know what I mean? You're going to have rulership, man. You understand? Even the richest black men, the black people, Hispanic and Native American people now, it's for nothing. You understand? Yeah, you rich in this world. You can do whatever you want to do. But what happens when you be reborn? I mean, even in this lifetime, you don't got no power. You understand? You look, like I said, ask a celebrity that decided that they wanted to speak against the government. What happened to them? See if they didn't get locked up or reprimanded or lose their job. You know what I mean? Nick Cannon, all them people. You got to be in line, man. That's not rulership. That's not freedom.
Right.
You understand? But in here, we fighting for rulership, man.
Right.
We going to be the ones that you got to answer to.
That's right.
You do something wrong that's against the Lord, you're going to answer to Kasiyah. You're going to answer to Adar.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to answer to Erskine. You're going to have to answer to William, man. You know what I mean? That's who you're going to have to answer to, man. You understand? Keep going.
Come on. Verse 9. Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls.
Right. Even receiving the end of your faith, man. You understand? That's the reward that you're fighting for. You know what I mean? The salvation. What does salvation mean? Somebody can tell me what salvation means? Go ahead.
Salvation is basically rulership.
Give me a definition.
So, like, if I could,
Go ahead.
correct, salvation is like deliverance or being rescued.
Right. Rescue from what?
So, like, it's a rescue from from trouble or from your enemies, sir.
You're right, but it's deliverance from harm, man. You know what I mean? From danger, from harm. The salvation of your soul, that's from your soul being delivered from what's going on in this world, man. That's salvation.
Right.
So when people say, okay, salvation's for everybody, tell me what salvation does Esau need, the so-called white man? What does he need to be saved from? Himself? You know what I mean? Like, he don't need to be saved from nothing, man. What does the Arabs need to be saved from? They got a whole land, they got a whole continent that's them. They come over here, they run with the gas station, whatever the hell they run. They get money. Chinese, they run the wing spots. You know what I mean? They run the laundry mats, the damn dry cleaning services. Right. They don't need to be saved from nothing, man. But black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we the ones that need to be saved, man. You know what I mean? We the ones that's going through all the problems. You understand? Keep going.
verse 10. Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently.
Right, from the beginning, man, the prophets always prophesied about, you know what I mean, this salvation. Even when we had a good kingdom, when we was in rulership, we still prophesied about this salvation. You understand? Because this will be the final salvation where we in rulership forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? You fight, you make it, and you come into this into the school. You know what I mean? You fight for the Lord. You be under the Lord in the Christ, and you make it, and you deemed to be the elect. You're gonna have rulership forever, man.
Right.
That don't mean that you're gonna live forever. Don't think you're gonna be immortal. You're just gonna live forever. But when you die, guess what? You're gonna be born right back into your power, right back into your position. You know what I mean? Your son gonna take over. Yeah, then his son gonna take over, and then you're gonna be born again and get your spot back. You know what I mean? You fighting for yourself and your children, man. You fighting for yourself and your children to forever be a ruler, to forever be in leadership.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you.
Right, and that's Christ, man. Prophesied Christ. That Christ was going to die for us and that we need to follow Christ, man. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Searching what, or what manner of time the Spirit of Christ, which was in them, did signify, when it testified beforehand, the sufferings of Christ, and the glory that should follow.
Right, keep going.
Verse 12. Unto whom it was revealed, that not unto themselves, but unto us they did minister the things, which are now reported unto you by them that have preached the gospel unto you with the Holy
Spirit
sent down from heaven.
Right, meaning that they was prophesied to this, but it was prophesied to tell us, man. The same thing for you. When you come in here, it's probably you. When you understand it, it's for you to go out and teach the word, man. To want to come in here, strive to fight in here, become an officer and teach, man.
Right.
And give it to those that's without, man. That's your mission. You know what I mean? You don't want to know this and then keep it to yourself.
Right.
What beneficial does that do? You understand? And that's for the fake Israelite groups, man. You know what I mean? That's for the fake Israelite groups. They think that they learning something, and you know what I mean? They be secluded to it, especially the individualites or the Facebookalites. That's what I like to call them. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So like it, sir. In the world, I especially saw that when it came to like the Kemet, the so-called Egyptologists.
Right.
They were the ones who always wanted to share information, but the moment when you ask, "Hey man, that was some good information. Where did you get that from? Where did you find that?" And the first thing they say is, "Do your own research."
Right. Do your own research, man. You know what I mean? Or Christians or, you know what I mean, fake Israelites, what they'll tell you. Oh, the Lord just got to reveal it to you. You know it, but the Lord got to reveal it to me. Well, how the hell you know? You know what I mean? Like, what sense does that make? You know the answer, but apparently you know the answer. They really don't know the answer. But apparently you put it on as if you know the answer, but you're telling me the Lord will reveal it to me. You know what I mean? What does that do for me, man? You understand? Keep going.
Verse 12. Unto whom it was revealed that not unto themselves, but unto us they did minister the things, which are now reported unto you by them that have preached the gospel unto you with the Holy Spirit sent down from heaven.
Right, meaning that when you teaching this truth, you gotta have the Holy Spirit, man.
Right.
You understand? That's what come upon you to know what to say. You understand? To understand the scriptures. Go ahead.
Which things the angels desire to look into.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 13. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind.
Right, gird up the loins of your minds. What does that mean to gird up the loins of your mind?
Sir.
Go ahead.
If I may, girding up the loins of your mind, if I'm not mistaken, would that be being studied, in the truth, studying, being, I guess, grounded in the law?
Right, you got to study, man. You got to strengthen your mind. Why would you have to strengthen your mind? Why would you have to study?
Salakia.
Right, go ahead.
Basically, sir, just because, the battles that you're going to face people coming at you trying to question your truth. And then, of course, the battles that you're going to face is spiritual.
Exactly, man. Go ahead.
So like you, sir, if I could. Also, gird, when we think of with a girdle, it also refers to, if I could, to secure yourself and also to guard so that you can defend yourself from other doctrines, from false doctrines.
Right, that's exactly what it means, to guard yourself, man. When you girding something up, you getting ready for war, man.
Right.
You're getting ready for a battle. You need to guard yourself. But this is saying you need to gird up your mind, meaning that when you come into the truth, you're going to be faced with all types of adversity, man. All types of problems. It's not going to be easy.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, there's not one person that came in here, it was just easy. It was just a breeze. Oh, I didn't have to deal with nothing. You know what I mean? Oh, it's just, that's what it is. You know what I mean? You might have to deal with a simple problem, transportation. Now, you going to let that defeat you? You know what I mean? You going to let that defeat you to where, okay, well, now I can't get here, so it's over for me. You know what I mean? I know we hear it on Cross the Line a lot of times. Brothers be calling in talking about, when y'all going to come out to da-da-da-da? Don't let that defeat you, man. You come into class, and how about you make a school out there where you at?
Right.
You know what I mean? How about you be the start of why it's out there like that? You understand? It could be simple problems like that, man. Or your slavery jamming you up. You just working. Is you going to find a way to, you know what I mean, to get off, to come do some work for the Lord, man?
Right.
You understand? I know we find a way to get off to take a vacation.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to go to Jamaica, you want to go to Cancun, you're going to find a way to get off then, right? You're going to use all your PTO, all your sick days, you're going to use all of it.
Right.
But then what you going to do for the Lord? Oh, I work. Oh, I'm slaving. I ain't got time. You know what I mean? Now, if you slaving, you know what I mean, you slaving, that's to why. I'm not saying don't slave, you know what I mean? But you got to think about it like this. If you putting all the time for Esau, what time are you going to give for the Lord?
Right.
You know what I mean? What time are you going to show that you actually want this? That you actually fighting for black, Hispanic, and Native Americans to be in rulership again under Christ? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come on, God. Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that it be slaked, that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach.
Right, exactly, man. You gotta fight for Christ coming back, man. You gotta fight for that grace, man. It's always gonna be a fight. Never is gonna be easy. You never should expect it to be easy.
Right.
You should just go into it just expecting that it's gonna be hard. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 14. As obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust in your ignorance.
Because that's what happens. When you think it's easy, you'll find yourself falling back into your former lust, man. You know what I mean? You'll find this because you being ignorant. You know, you think it's supposed to be easy. You falling back into your former lust. You're not supposed to do that, man.
Right.
You got to know you're going to be challenged, man. You got to know that you're going to go through adversity. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 15. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation.
Right. He which called us, the Lord called us to do this, man. We didn't call on the Lord. We didn't, you know what I mean? The Lord called us to do the work.
Right.
Now, are you going to do it or are you going to, you're not going to do it? Don't think that if you don't do it, that it's not going to be done. The Lord will find somebody else. But it's best that you do it. What? We just passed the Feast of Purim, right? What did Mordecai tell Esther?
So like you, sir, he told her to remember her people, but also he told her to not reveal herself until he said so. Right,
okay, you're right, but on topic, you know what I mean? What I just said. You know, we just did the Feast of Purim. What did Mordecai tell Esther? When the decree went out from Herod that Haman, would destroy and kill all the Jews on this certain day. You know what I mean? Mordecai went to Esther and told Esther something that what she should do to help the people out. But what did he tell her? He told her that you should do this, man. You should do this, and if you don't, the Lord will find salvation from another. But who knows what will fall on your father's house and you. You know what I mean? That's what he told her. He said, look, don't worry. If you don't want to do it, the Lord's going to find somebody else to do it.
Right.
But your household, who knows what the Lord's going to do to that as well. You know what I mean? That's how we got to look at it, man. The Lord calling you to do it, you better do it. Right. If not, who knows what's going to happen to you, man. But the Lord will find somebody else to do it if you don't. Go ahead.
It's like it's real heavy what you're bringing out with that, saying how, if you don't do it, that the Most High will find someone else to do it. Because the Christian church, the only time when they mention that the Lord will find somebody else to do it they only mention that when it comes to giving a sacrifice praise.
Right.
You know, in church, in service, you know. That's the only time they really mention that. They say, oh, you know, the rocks will cry out. That's the only time they really talk about that, as opposed to, like, really think about the consequences of not doing what the Most High wants you to do.
Right, exactly, man. That's what it deals with, consequences, man. Like I said, if you got work that you can do, but you decide not to do it, it's going to be done. But, brother, you is leading yourself on a path of destruction.
Right.
You understand? It's best to just do the Lord's work, man. It exceeds anything that you got going for you anyway.
Right.
You understand? Is that it on that? Give me that last one, verse 16.
Come on, verse 16. Because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy.
Right. Be holy, man. That means be separate, man. You understand? That means be separate. That's what holy means. Because the Lord is separate.
Right.
You understand? You got to separate yourself from this world, man. You understand? Drop that. Give me Ecclesiasticus. This is a precept. Give me Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 2 and 5. And then read it when you got it. Erskine, you can read it when you got it. There's Ecclesiasticus and the Apocrypha 2 and 5.
For gold is tried in the fire.
Right, it says gold is tried in the fire, man. Meaning that when they making gold, they put it through fire to make it fine gold. You know what I'm saying? That's how you make gold. You gotta what? They put the what's they call those things? That damn heat.
Furnace?
Yeah, I mean, okay, they put it in the furnace, but you know, like it's like those things that they doing, you know, that they burn it in the furnace and then it gets hot and then they use it to pound the gold into what it's supposed to be. Go ahead.
Forge.
Right, it's like this. They forged it. You know what I mean? That's how gold is made, by being forged. They melt it down to a liquid. You know what I mean? And then they gotta form it into whatever they want to make. You know what I mean? The shape or whatever. Necklace.
Mold.
They mold it exactly. You understand? This is how gold is tried through the fire. Go ahead.
An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
Right, the same thing is acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, man. You know what I mean? It's good that you use the furnace word because guess what? That's the same thing that men got to go through. They got to go through that furnace, man.
Right.
But that furnace is of adversity. That's troubles. That's problems, man. You understand? Your car just broke down. Now what you going to do? Or I can't come to class. Are you going to say you can't come to class or you going to find another way to get to class? I had to deal with that personally. You know what I mean? My car broke down, and you know what I mean? Being in the world, you know what I mean? I might have dealt with a problem with depending on other people. So I had in my mind, I don't want to depend on nobody. You know what I mean? My car broke down, it's over with. Meanwhile, I don't realize I'm letting a demon defeat me.
Right.
What's brotherhood for? What's brotherhood for when you get in a problem and you can't lean on the brothers? You feel like you can, but you feel like you can't.
Right.
You feel like you burdening the brother. What's the point of having a brotherhood, man? You understand? Hadar had to come pick me up. You know what I'm saying? He had to pick me up, and that's brotherhood.
Right.
You understand? That's through adversity, man. When you go through those problems, that's when you know you born for the truth, man. Read that again.
For gold is tried in fire.
Right.
In the fire. An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
Right, acceptable man. If you want to be acceptable to the Lord, you're going to have to go through that furnace of adversity. And you gotta fight it. You gotta defeat it, man.
Right.
You understand? You gotta prove yourself worthy, man. You understand? Anything that comes easy, trust me, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Especially being in the world, men should know that. You get a woman that's easy, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta want to go through the loops, the hoops. You know what I mean? All the type of obstacles to be able to get it. Because then it's worth something, man. Because then it means something. You understand? Keep going on that. Is that it on that?
Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee.
Right, exactly, man. And that's all you got to do. You got to believe in the Lord, man. Are you going to believe in yourself and figure out, okay, well, now I'm in this problem. I got to figure it out on my own? Or are you just going to trust in the Lord and depend on the brotherhood? You understand? Go ahead.
Order thy way aright and trust in him.
Exactly, man. You got to trust in the Lord, man. You understand? The Lord put you through that to see what you'll do. You know what I mean? To see if you're going to coward out and take the sinner way out, or are you going to trust in the Lord and fight, man? Fight for this truth. You understand? It happens to all of us. There's not one of us that got through this, that got by this without this happening to him. Nobody. So for you to think that nothing's going to happen to you, everything's going to be good, that's the wrong mindset to have, man.
Right.
That's the wrong mindset to have. And so, as a matter of fact, the scriptures tell us that's the wrong mindset. Give me James 1 and 2. Matter of fact, we're going to pull it with the scriptures. You understand? We're not the Christian church in here. We pull scriptures to precept everything that we say, man.
Right.
You understand? There's nothing that comes out of anybody that's teachers from under Commander General Yahanna and I.S.U.P.K, under Commander General Yahanna, that is not a precept to.
Right.
So give me, when you got it, somebody just give me James 1 and 2.
Common sir. Book of James.
No, Salaki.
Well, so like I was just going to say, we were just actually in where your precept was in Ecclesiasticus 2 and 1.
Right. You know what I mean? You had Ecclesiastes 2 and 1, but I want a whole nother precept. That's still in, because we was in, Ecclesiastes 2 and 5. You know what I mean? So 2 and 1 is just a context of 2 and 5. But I want a whole nother precept that precepts that.
James 1 and 4.
James 1 and 2.
Come on, concept. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations.
Right. It says, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Salakia. Now, hold that and give me back to Ecclesiastes 2 and 1.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
Right. If you come to serve the Lord, that's what we all came to do, right?
Oh, God.
Just like Kasiyah said. You know what I mean? When we come to serve the Lord, we all come to serve the Lord. That's what we come to do. That's why we join the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
That's why we strive to become a trooper, get a Hebrew name, change ourselves, become an officer to teach. You understand? Go ahead.
Come on, God. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right. You have to prepare your soul for temptation, man. What does that mean, to prepare your soul for temptation? You expecting it to happen. You know it's going to happen. You know what I mean? That's when Satan come at you the hardest. You think Satan was beating you up in the world? Try to come into the school and see what Satan do.
Right.
He's going to come to you, because guess what he's trying to do? He's trying to prove to the Lord that you're not worthy. He's trying to prove to the Lord that you don't deserve to be in here, man. Not him. Just like how he did Job. You understand? This is when you really go through your test. This is where you really fight through the adversity, man. All the troubles. Keep going.
Come on, God. Verse 3.
Oh, verse 2.
Oh, Salaki. Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Right. It says constantly endure. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. What does that mean?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
You know, to basically take our ground, stand our ground, and be ready to endure, to go through for whatever you're going to go through, because it's going to constantly come to you.
Right, exactly. That's what I was looking for, that last part, because it's going to be constant. It's going to always come. When you defeat it, guess what? It's going to come again. You're going to defeat it again, guess what? It's going to come again. You know what I mean? It might not be the same problem. It might be something else. But something is always going to come to attack you, always. And it's going to try to use those moments to where you think that you're right, but you're really wrong. That's what it's going to use. That's what you got to beware of, man. It might be something that happens and you think that you're right. But surely do you know that Satan is using that against you to weed you away from the truth, to separate yourself from the brothers. Oh, maybe some brother did offend you. Satan's going to use that to where you're like, okay, well, he offended you. He wrong for doing that. And now you think you're right for separating. Oh, I'm not going to be with them because he did me wrong. But what does the scripture say? The scripture say go to him and him alone.
Right.
It says to talk to that brother, man. So even if a brother did you wrong or did something against you that offended you, you going to be wrong by separating, by being away, by trying to not be around that brother or talking about that brother. You know what I mean? Because the scriptures say to go to him and him. That's when Satan's really going to attack you, man. When you feel like you right, you know what I mean? You feel like you doing all this and something happens. That's when Satan is really going to attack you. Because he's going to try to make you think that you right when you wrong, man. Go ahead.
So like I said, what you're saying is heavy. It's extremely heavy because I know with myself, I'm constantly going in and out of something. It's constantly in this, out, to where my mind is dealing with a lot of things, and I'm understanding that, yes, I have to gird myself up. But yeah, there's a constant something that I've recognized since, especially as I'm in the truth longer and closer towards, when I took the test, there's a lot of different little things that were coming from every angle. And I have to stop and ask myself, okay, how do I move with this? What does this look like?
Right.
And there's a lot of times when, I'm checking myself, the Most High, but I'm recognizing my faults, my errors in certain things that I may do or say. But at the same time, certain things that may not be wrong, but I'm learning now truly to say less, to keep silence with a lot of things, because I'm understanding that there's an attack at all times to keep you from being in here. Because I was just talking to a brother the other day saying that people play the lottery to win, and the chances of you winning the lottery is astronomical. But the chances of being inside the I.S.U.P.K when you got 7 billion people on the planet and we're in here in this truth, it's even greater. So of course you're going to go through more things to get this truth.
Right. You know what I mean?
Understand, it's not going to be a walk in the park.
Right. And because Satan has a job, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you come here, Satan has it in his mind, hell no. No, he's literally, you know what I mean, with the Most High, this brother's not worth it. I'm going to get this brother. How do we know? The story of Job, man.
Right.
You understand? He's going to make it extremely hard for you. You understand? That is his job, man. So you're absolutely right. When you come in here, it's not going to be a walk in the park, man. It's not. You understand? Well, the scriptures say that a man that's in the truth is more precious than gold, man. You know what I mean? Everybody out there, they trying to get the gold chain, the gold, you know what I mean? Gold this and gold that. Well, men in here is more precious than that, man.
Right.
You understand? So you're absolutely right. Read that from the top again.
Oh, so like that was on you.
Yeah, kind.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Right, constantly endure, man. Endure means to fight, man. You got to constantly fight. You should never have your guard down. And we know that in the world, right? When you out in the world, you're around brothers, that's how you normally be. You never have your guard down, right? But when you come into the truth, don't be looking to fight your brothers. Be looking to fight for yourself, man. Fight Satan, man. Fight these demons, man. That's what you got to be looking for. Keep going.
Come on, kind. And make not haste in time of trouble.
Right, what does that mean, to make not haste in time of trouble? Don't be quick to do something, man. You got to analyze your decisions. You got to figure out what you're doing is right. Because if you quick to do it, you might do something wrong. You thought you was right in that time, but you didn't think about it. You can't be haste, man. Go ahead.
So like you, sir, if I may. So on point what we're talking about, because there's been certain situations that I'm facing where in the last week or so, I've made the decision to say, you know what, let me just step back and just look, pay attention, and then just basically leave it alone, leave it be, to take my time and let it play, let the chips fall as they may, so to speak. So, coming into the truth, you start to recognize these things. And like I said, I'm being dealt with, and
right.
The water, for that, because at the end of the day, without this truth, who knows? I may just react. And not to just react. You think first. You move with wisdom.
Right, and when you react quick like that, what is that really? That's really you being emotional, man.
Okay.
When you react on something real quick and not thinking, you're not being logical. You're being emotional. That's what women do. That's what a lot of women do. They just react.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a man will logically think about it. You understand? Now, if somebody's attacking you and you reacting to defend yourself, that's tawab, you know what I mean? But a lot of situations, something happens, you just start to react and go crazy. That's you being emotional, man. You got to think about things logically. You got to analyze the situation. You understand? Go ahead.
Oh, concept, if I could, a possible precept for that.
Go ahead.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
Right, exactly. That's a perfect precept for that, man. You understand? That's a perfect precept for that. Now, give me back to James 1 and 2.
The book of James.
Oh, so like when we got, a bunch of people in the class, what's protocol to do is, when you get the scripture to say, all Akim got it. So make sure everybody is following along with you. I know normally it might not be people in the classroom, so we don't got to say, but when it is, you want to make sure everybody's following along as well.
All Akim got it?
All right, go ahead.
Come on, sir. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
Right, it says count it all joy, man. Joy is happy, right?
Right.
It's saying, man, count it to be happy. Count it joy when you fall into the temptations, man. When you're going through those problems, you got to be happy. That sounds crazy, don't it? You know what I mean? Now, in the truth, it might not sound crazy. But when you in the world, that sounds crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, when you're going through problems, be happy. What? What you mean be happy? Everything's supposed to be smooth sailing, right? Keep going.
Come on, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your
Right,
faith...
it says knowing this, meaning that this is why you're happy, man. Go ahead.
Come on, God. That the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Right, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience, man. You going through this problem, that's how you learn how to be patient. You understand? That's how you learn how to deal with things, how to defeat these problems. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
What does that mean?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Basically, what I'm believing it's saying, sir, is that if you're operating in faith, that you will need for nothing, just to operate in that faith and believe that this is for a reason.
Okay, yeah, you on to it. That's correct. You on to it, but get down to the, you know what I mean, where it's easy to understand. So you go through this problem. You're going through the temptation. It says be happy when you're going through the temptation, because what is that temptation going to do for you when you defeat it?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
It's going to make you stronger.
It's going to make you stronger, man. It's going to make you perfect. You understand? Nobody is not perfect unless they're going through problems and they defeat them. You know what I mean? You might think you're perfect. Say if you had an easy life, everything is easy. You think you're perfect. But since you had an easy life, you go through a problem, now you break down. Now you don't know what to do. Now you defeat it. You know what I mean? Meaning when everything is good, of course it's good. You know what I mean? Of course you're good. You know what I mean? Everything is good to go. But when you go through that problem, you defeat it and you remain good, you remain tawab, that's when you'll know that you're perfect. That's when you'll know that you defeated it, man. You understand? Go ahead.
It's like you said, this they saying that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Essentially, that you will not want the old things, that those things that those temptations, those bad things that you used to do, that you wouldn't want to fall into that anymore.
Right, exactly, man. Because you're going through the problem and you're doing what? You're defeating it.
Right.
Case example, you might have a problem with smoking. You know what I mean? You come to the truth, you stop smoking, you know. You're doing good, you know what I mean? I don't need to smoke, da-da-da-da. Then you get around maybe a friend, or you just at a gas station or something. Somebody smoking cigarettes. And you smell it, you're just like, damn. That cigarette smell good. And you know what you do? You defeat it again. I ain't smoking that cigarette. Guess what? Now you don't want it. Don't want it no more. You know what I mean? You defeat it. That's how you become perfect.
Right.
You don't want it no more. The hell with that cigarette, man.
Right.
That cigarette destroying you, man. You understand? That's how you defeat your problems. You got to go through them. You understand? You got to go through it to be able to defeat it. Or else how else you going to defeat it?
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you don't, then you find yourself falling back into it. So you got to be happy when you're going through the temptations, man. You got to be happy when the Lord is trying you. Because it lets you know that, okay, I'm fighting for something. The Lord trying to test me. Now, what's going to happen? You going to let it defeat you, or, you know what I mean? Or are you going to fight it? You going to do it? You understand? You're doing a lot of work in the school. You know what I mean? And you might seem like you're doing too much work. Damn, I'm doing a whole bunch of work, man. The Lord testing you, man. The Lord testing you. Trust me, if you leave, the Lord will find somebody else to do it.
Right.
Trust me, we know. You know what I mean? But the Lord testing you. Are you going to do it, or are you going to complain and you just going, you know what I mean, fall back? You understand? You got to be tried, man. You got to be tested. You understand? Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. That was a great example that you pulled with the smoking cigarettes. But at the same time, Christians like to manipulate that and perverse what you were saying by saying, oh yeah, you're right. If the Lord's gonna bless me and now I won't have to worry about this temptation. Now I can just go ahead and walk into a crack house and sit amongst those people. I wouldn't have to worry about it now because I defeated it. I can be all around that crack and that smoke crack.
You absolutely right. You know what's crazy? You absolutely right, because part of you defeating it is not being around a crack house, man.
Right.
You go into a crack house, you go into that setting, you know what you're doing, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Case in simple, like, smoking weed. A lot of brothers smoked weed when they was in the world. Now they coming to the truth. Guess what those brothers don't do?
Right.
They don't be around them friends that smoke weed. I tell you that. You know what I mean? You know a friend smoke weed, you don't be around. It's not that, you don't want to think of it as, I'm weak, so I don't want to be around him because, you know what I mean? You don't want to think about it as being weak. It's just you don't smoke weed. Why am I going to hang out with somebody who do something that I don't do? You know what I mean? You might look at it as a sign of disrespect. You smoke a weed around me and blowing it in my face, you must not respect me. You don't know who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? I change. You understand? So you absolutely are right about that. But that's because Christians want to smoke that crack. They want to smoke that crack bad, so they're going to find themselves in the crack house smoking crack. You know what I mean? What you think they're going to go into the crack house and not smoke it? The Lord just delivered me from this. They're going to go into the crack house and not smoke. Why are you doing it? Why are you there?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're trying to find a reason to smoke it and be like, well, the Lord, forgive me. I was in the crack house. Everybody was smoking crack around me, so I had no choice. When you could have avoided it altogether. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Like I said, if I could, and with that, what Christians will say, we all fall short of the glory.
Right, exactly. That's what it leads to, man. It leads to a cycle of disobeying the Lord, man.
Right.
Go ahead. You was about to say something?
Come on, so it's like what we bring out is so heavy because that's something that, in this journey, I guess you can say without sounding Christian, there's certain things that, like I said, there's a lot that I don't do. I cut off. I don't talk to anyone really unless they're in the I.S.U.P.K, unless I'm in my slavery.
Right.
And outside of that, other than my family, and this brother here from time to time, but other than that, I don't. But one of the things I also don't do is, some people don't get it. When I hear certain music, because I lived a certain lifestyle it was bad, as many
Right.
of us have. When I hear certain music with the killing and the selling of the dope, that does something to me that it makes me sick to my stomach because I live in that world. So there's certain music that I don't want to listen to.
Right.
A lot of people don't grasp that. I don't want to hear a certain type of music. Now, if I'm in a certain area, there's a different thing. If I'm going to a certain area, like when we're going out there to work, when we're going out there for camp, that's different than me just riding and listening to a particular type of music because
Right.
it takes your thought process somewhere. You're keeping your mind sober. That may be for me not listening to certain music.
Right, exactly. And like you said, that may be for you. You know what I mean? Now, not everybody might be the same, but for you, if you know that, okay, doing this or listening to this, it battles me, then don't listen to it. You know what I mean? Don't do it. You understand? And that's all about you fighting your battles, man. That's all about you strengthening yourself. You girding up your loins to be able to deal with this, to be able to fight with it. And that's something that you may have to do. So that's exactly perfect that you said that, man. You understand? Because that's what it means. Read it from the top again.
Come on, God. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Right, exactly, man. You got to go through that fight. You got to go through that battle, man. Now, if you need to do something that helps you strengthen the battle, not be around those people who do it. Not listen to that music. You know what I mean? Then do that. Don't think in your mind that, okay, I'm in the truth. Yeah, I'm almighty. You thinking highly of yourself. You thinking proud of yourself. Oh, yeah, I can be around y'all smoking weed and y'all smoking weed. I'm in the truth. You're going to find yourself trying to teach a whole bunch of people who's weed heads, man, who crack heads, who don't give a damn about what you're saying.
Right.
They're like, bro, it's okay, that's cool, God this, God that, but you going to hit this or not? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then guess what you're going to do?
All right.
All right, I hit him. You know what I mean? Then everything you said goes out the door. Who the hell gives a damn about what you said, man? Because you just fell back into your lust. You understand? Drop that, I'm going to get you in a second. Drop that, give me 2 Timothy 2 and 3, and then you can go ahead with what you was about to say.
Oh my God, sir. With what we're talking about, Arwan, once again, like I said, it's extremely heavy because it's the responsibility of also having integrity with what you do, you know, when you're by yourself, when you're not around other brothers, because you're not always going to be with the brothers. You have to have, you know, there's going to be times when you're by yourself and you know to yourself, I shouldn't do this.
Right.
So to not go too heavy, but to say, okay, well, me having issues from time to time with porn, I know for me, that's here the last several months, especially coming deeper into the truth.
Right.
It's like it's been hitting me hard. But here in the last couple of weeks, especially since preparing for my test,
Right.
I went into my thought process and I was like, you know what, I cannot do this. And it hasn't happened at all. There hasn't even been a thought, no lust, no wanting of it, period, because I understand the responsibility that I have, once again, to my brothers, to the school, to going out there to properly teach this truth.
Right.
So I have to battle, and that's a powerful thing for me, and I thank the Most High for that, because, you know, I can tell that when you're in His truth, you can't do it outside of it.
Right, exactly. When you in here, you're going to go through it, and trust me, you can't do it because it's going to vilify you. You're going to feel destroyed, man. You're going to feel like you know what I mean? You're just going to feel it. But that's right, man. But what you got to know is it's going to constantly come.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to constantly battle. Even if you think you defeated a problem that you're dealing with, it's going to come back.
Right.
It's going to come back hard. You know what I mean? What's the precept to that? Anybody know the precept to it? We're going to hold where we at in 2 Timothy 2 and 3, and we can get the precept to that. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, so I'm talking out now. My apologies.
Salakia. Paraphrasing, sir. Is it the verse where it talks about it once it comes back and it sees that the house is clean, it comes back stronger?
Right. Give me, you're exactly right. It's math. You got it?
No, sir, I don't now.
Okay, it's Matthew 12 and 43. Pull that real quick. We're going to go to Matthew 12 and 43. Somebody pull that real quick and then read it when you got it.
No concert. Akim got it? All right. Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man.
Right. So when you see unclean spirit, if you don't know what it means, you know, it's like a foul spirit. You know what I mean? You can also use this word as a demon. You know what I mean? When you look at the word demon, you never see it in the Bible. It's not a word that's actually in the Bible anywhere. But that's just an unclean spirit. You know what I mean? Go ahead. So when an unclean spirit go out of a man, right, you defeated something. It was in you, and you decided that you don't want to do it no more. You came to the school, you changed your life, you don't do it no more. Now you might not even have a want for it. You know, it fleed from you because you don't got that. You smoke cigarettes? No, I don't smoke no more. So it's out of you now. Go ahead.
Okay. He walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
Right, that unclean spirit is seeking for somebody else he can destroy, but he ain't find nobody. You know what I mean? It's going through, okay, it's leaving you, it's trying to find somebody, and it don't find nobody. Go ahead.
Verse 44. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
That's what he say. He don't find nobody. He say, okay, I'm gonna just go back to that brother that I was just in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna return to my house. That's where I was in. That's, you know what I mean, where I developed. I'm gonna go back there. He's looking to come back to you, man. He looking to defeat you, man. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? You gotta think about it like, you know what I mean, how we would think about it. Okay, this nigga think he better than me. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna go back to him. You know what I mean? I've been a month, 2 months, 3 months clean, 4 months, a year, 2 years clean. All right, see about that. You might be waiting to do me now. You know what I mean? You might be waiting to smoke that cigarette now. Go ahead.
No concern. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished.
Right. What does that mean now? I want somebody to break that part of him out. He said when he come back, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. You know, go ahead.
So like I said, just attempting at it in the sense of finding it empty, swept, and garnished, meaning he has defeated it, but he hasn't. He's forgotten. I think maybe he's thinking that everything is all good, and he's just left it wide open for someone to come back.
Not quite. Go ahead.
It's like it, sir, if I could. With it being empty and swept, it's been cleaned out.
Right.
And with garnished, I think like in a law tense, like the things that he had set up in the house have been taken out.
Right, exactly. I mean, the brother got rid of the problem. You know what I mean? The spirit is coming. Don't think of the spirit is coming back to the brother like, oh, he's waiting for me to come back. You know what I mean? Oh, he swept it and this is waiting for me to come back. No, the spirit is thinking that he's got rid of it. It's swept, it's empty. He doesn't want to do that no more. The brother really defeated the problem. But in the spirit mind, he's thinking, okay, you know, I can come back and I'm going to try this brother real hard and get him to do it again. But the brother defeated the problem, man. You know what I mean? He defeated it. He don't have no want to smoke the weed or smoke the cigarette at all. He don't want to do it. You say something?
Basically, it's like when that spirit come back, it's like just like you were saying about the people you hang around. Like you move them people out your circle. That's like part of cleaning out your that space.
Right, exactly.
Being around them people, so that spirit can't come back to tempt you to come back either because you got the people from out your circle.
Exactly, and it's gonna get more into it. Like that spirit thinking in his mind, okay, it's gonna be harder to get this brother to do this again. It's gonna be harder because he really done got rid of this. He really don't want to smoke no more. He really don't want to do this. He done swept it. It ain't even no blemish, no, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he left the couch here. No, he swept it out. It's clean. You know what I mean? So that spirit know he got to come harder. Read on.
Oh, constant, verse 45. Then goeth he,
Right, that's the spirit. Go ahead.
and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself.
You see that? That spirit know, okay, I can't go by myself. I'm going to take 7 more wicked experiences than I am and try to defeat this brother, man. He went and got back up, man. He said, okay, he swept it out. He clean. He really don't want to do this no more. All right, bet. I'm going to get 7 more wicked experiences than me. We going to all attack this brother at once. You understand? Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, just real quick, with those other spirits more wicked, just like to give a scenario, like how you said, like things will just come at you all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So you might lose your slave, you might lose your job, or say you lose like your house gets broken into,
Right.
and then your mother dies,
Mm-hmm.
and then your best friend dies. So now you have like all this depression and all these emotions that you can't deal with coming at you at one time, and now here comes this outlet.
Right, exactly. And you broke that down absolutely excellent. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened. You know what I mean? A wicked spirit, or, somebody in your house dies. Somebody in your family dies. You know what I mean? Somebody broke in your house. You lost your job. You lost your car. Now you all depressed. You know what I mean? All that happened to you all depressed now. Here comes that smoking. Here comes that weed. Hey, I know you're feeling down. Go ahead and smoke me again, bro. You know. Boom. Now you're smoking weed, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happens. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically find other devices to get you to go back to doing the same thing that you were doing before.
Right, exactly, man. You know what I mean? It's going they gonna attack you at once. We're gonna get you in a situation, you know what I mean, or a mindset, and where you like, well, damn, man, I'm in the truth, but all this just happened to me. Might as well just go back to smoking weed. Hell, I tried and it didn't work. You know what I mean? That's in your mind. But that's what the Lord wants you. That's when the Lord wants you, because that's when it'll find out if you have integrity, if you were a coward or not, if you're going to fight for this truth, if you're going to believe in the Most High in Christ. You understand? Go ahead.
So like, sir, if I may, that's very heavy because I've had these discussions with some of the brothers that haven't been here for a while, and I let them know that, you know, when you don't come in, it's the same thing as basically setting yourself up. You're getting weaker. You know, you're out there, you've been away from the truth, you may not have been in class, you may not have been on the phone for the calls, you haven't been around the brothers. So the further you're away, it's like Satan's over here going, okay, I've got him over here by himself. I'm gonna let this right here happen. Then when you're thinking you're dodging it, here's another little landmine. So the whole time it's setting you up so that you can fall because you're weak. You haven't been around the brothers. You haven't been around the wisdom. So you know that's how you fall. So it's like it's a methodical thing that's set up over time. It's much smarter than we are if we're not operating in wisdom.
All right, I want you to remember what you just said. Keep reading this. I'm gonna come back to you on that.
Oh, concert. And then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
Right, he said, look, I'm going to attack this brother. Oh, you think you good now. You think you got rid of me. Well, I want to go back home. I ain't got nowhere to dwell. I'm going to go back home. So let's take 7 more wicked spirits, and I'm about to get back in my house. Go ahead.
And they enter in and dwell there.
And they enter in and they dwell there. They went in there, they defeated this brother, man. And now they living there. All 7 of them. All 8 of them. Go ahead.
And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
Look, you thought you was good, man. You was proud. You done got rid of it. Now you find yourself worse than before. You know what I mean? Well, you smoke weed, now you smoking crack. You need something stronger. You know what I mean? You worse than before, man. You find yourself down, man. Like, I should have just stayed in the truth. I mean, I should have just kept fighting. That's why you got to keep fighting. That's why it's important, because when you fall into it, you'll find yourself worse than you was before.
Right.
Go ahead.
Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Right. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to go back to what you said. You got a precept for what you said?
So like it's a lot, sir.
Anybody got a precept for what he said? You said that you got to be around the brothers, right? You know what I mean? You got to be around the brothers to fight. That's going to help you fight, because once you separate yourself, where you be away for a long time, then that's when you'll start to get hit. That's when you'll start to go through battles, go through trouble. And you ain't around brothers, so you're not strengthening yourself, man. That's an important part, man. You understand? Well, the scriptures say what? The scriptures say, be not unequally yoked with the wicked, man. That's one of them. That's not the one I was looking for. But it say, be not unequally yoked with the wicked, man. Meaning that you're not around the brothers no more, but you're around your friends from the world. You know what I mean? So they doing worldly things. Here you is in the truth, and you like the truth. You know what I mean? You fighting for the truth. But you think that you're going to stand bold in front of all your friends that all the time you hanging out with, and they doing nothing but smoking weed and messing with whores. And you know what I'm saying? You think you're just going to be like, oh, nah. You around, and you just, nah, I'm going to leave this time. You know what I mean? But you're not around the brothers. You understand? That's important. That's one. But anybody got another precept for that?
So like this, I'm trying to find it. Is a paraphrasing if I could before I find it, sir. Is forsake not the assembly.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a real good one. That's not the one I'm looking for, but that's a real good one. You know what I mean? You gotta assemble with your brothers, man. You know what I mean? You can't just think that you about to be on your own. You know what I mean? And you about to fight the battle with your own. But it goes into that, because what happens when you fighting the battle of your own? What happens when you fall? That's the precept I'm looking for. Nobody know? Online? Go ahead.
This is the forgive a brother 7 times.
Not that one.
Oh, okay.
This one, when you say it, you're going to be like, damn, I knew that. Anybody online? Give me Ecclesiastes 2 and, was it Ecclesiastes 2? Go to chapter 2. Oh no, Salaki, Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. Salaki, 4 and 9. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 9.
Come on, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4. Salaki, all I can have it.
Come.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9. Two are better than one.
Right, two are better than one, man. That's a real simple one. You can't be by yourself. Two is better than one, man. Go ahead.
Come on, because they have a good reward for their labor.
Right, exactly. They got a good reward for their labor, meaning that they not just working, putting on work for themselves, man. They putting work for each other. You understand? They got a good reward for their labor, man. When you putting in this work, you good. You know what I mean? Anybody can just do something for themselves. But what happens when you die? You know made all this money. What happens when you die? You don't take it with your grave to your grave. Go ahead. Oh, okay, get
Exactly. With in the Bible, iron sharpened iron.
right. That is a perfect. That's a perfect precept, man. That's a perfect. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Kind, sir. Excellent points being brought out. If I could use precept of Matthew 12 and 43, you're talking about, people just, they think they done and all that, and when like one demon leaves, 7 comes and takes its place. Mr. Rocky.
Go ahead.
Mr. Rocky, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Read it real quick.
Kind, sir. Matthew 12 and 43, verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself.
Right. Yeah, that's
Enter in.
right. Yeah, that's the one we just read. That's actually right, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna take more. It's gonna go with more demons, man, more foul spirits, and attack you. You understand? But this is how you know you defeated. You be defeated with your brothers, man. You understand? Keep going to where you at, Kasiyat.
Come on, sir. Verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Right. If you fall, the one will lift them up, man. If you around the brothers, you'll be lift up, man. When you come around the brothers, you strengthen yourself. What's that saying? Birds of a feather flock together?
Right.
So you find yourself around your friends that ain't doing nothing but wicked stuff. And you ain't around the brothers. You around your friends more than you around your brothers. You around the friends in the world doing whatever the hell they want to do more than you at this school putting in work or chilling with the brothers or going to camp or coming to class. What you think gonna happen to you? You gonna smoke that weed. You're gonna have sex with them hoes, and you're gonna be like, "Forgive me, Lord." You know what I mean? I slipped up. Still learning. You know what I mean? You're gonna be on the outside looking in, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. It's only bound to happen. You know what I mean? If you're not around the brothers, it's only bad that you know what you're gonna find yourself slipping. And you're gonna do it, and then you know what I mean? You're gonna try to make an excuse, or you might just have to confess it and deal with it. Go ahead.
So like I said, I found that precept from earlier, so if I could.
Go ahead.
Starting from the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
Right. Provoke each other to good works, man. That's how brothers. That's how you get stronger. Because when you're around the brothers, you get provoked. You first of all, you realize, damn, it ain't no brotherhood stronger than this, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what that caused you to do? That provokes you. That motivates you to keep putting in work, man. You know what I mean? If you want to be home by yourself and not do nothing, look, you're going to fall into a world of trouble. Them demons is going to come at you hard.
Right.
That's what they want to do. They want to isolate you.
Right.
Because once they got you isolated, then they got you. Right. It's fair game now. You all game, man. You understand? But if you around brothers, you know, you never know. It might be a problem when you around a brother. How you doing? Man. It's not even no counsel. The brother just saying some words of encouragement. You like, damn, brother, I needed that. You know what I mean? It keeps you going, man. You got to be around the people that, you know what I mean? Like they say it all the time in the world. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to be a positive person, get rid of the people with negative energy. And you know what I mean? They don't really know what the hell they talking about. You know what I mean? But there's some truth to that, man. If you want to be right, if you want to serve the Lord, you know what I mean? There's certain people that you might just can't hang around too much no more. I know that. They still cool with me. I still cool with them, but I'm hang around and all you do is smoke weed, man. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. We don't got nothing in common, man. You just smoke weed. Now you still my homie. I'll still talk to you. You know what I mean? If you want to come to the school, hey man, please come to the school. I ain't gonna bug you though. I ain't gonna bother you on it. But I ain't gonna hang out with you either. Cause I'm not about to smoke no weed. I'm not about to do those stuff that I did in the world. I'm not about to put myself in a setting or a situation to where I know that I'm damn near in a box arena in the ninth inning, exhausted, got to fight. Now I'd rather stay in the first, second inning to where I'm good and I can fight it, man. I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where I damn near get knocked out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
Right. Go back to where you was at, Cassiap.
Come on, sir. Starting from verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
Right. Woe to him that is alone when he falleth, man. You know what I mean? You want to be out in the world and chilling and doing whatever you're doing more than you coming in school, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, this deals with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, we all got slaveries. You know what I mean? We all work for Esau. We got to do the work. You know what I mean? We got to provide for, make sure we got somewhere to live. You know what I mean? That's no biggie, man. We all in captivity. We understand. But what work is you going to do for the Lord? That's the big question.
Sir.
Go ahead.
The water, sir. 2 points, if I may, real quick. About being amongst brotherhood. I don't know if you read this verse before. I didn't hear it, but like Matthew 18:12. When two or more are gathered in His name, the Most High. It's about that. Second point, if I may, real quick. Comic-Con, if I may, you got, like you said, got to stay away from your temptations. Don't go to the crack house, don't go to the whole house, and everything else with it, because by doing that, you tempting the Lord. You go in there and be like, I'm an ex-alcoholic, but it just take one little sip, and before you know it, the Lord gonna send an avenging angel, and you're gonna be on the floor. Next day, you're waking up, and you're like, oh damn, it's a
You know what I mean? That's correct, man. You understand? You sitting here doing what you doing something that deals with what you're battling, thinking that you're gonna defeat it, or thinking that you can handle it. You understand? Meanwhile, you can't, man. When it's best for you to stay away from it. You understand? So that's absolutely right. You know what I mean? You done with what you was at?
Allah, sir.
There's more. Go ahead.
But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him.
Right.
Him up.
Right. Exactly. If you by yourself, man, you want to be away from the brothers. Well, guess what? When you fall, look, people gonna know. Oh, such and such happened to the brother. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? He was alone. And he didn't have the brothers, man, and he got destroyed. He got defeated at that moment. That's not to say that he can't, redeem himself, but he got defeated. Oh, such and such got this and this happened to so and so. Oh, okay, well, makes sense. I didn't see the brother in forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Makes sense, because that's what happens, man. You got to be around the brothers. You got to keep strengthening your spirit. You got to be around people who's fighting for the same thing that you fighting for, man.
Right.
That's how you're gonna keep motivating yourself. That's why we build a close-knit family in here, man.
Right.
Brothers and sisters. You understand? You could drop that. Give me
Slack it, sir.
give me 1 Corinthians. I'm in 1 Corinthians. Go ahead.
I knew you had also 2 Timothy still.
Oh, I didn't go to. Oh yeah, give me that. Give me that real quick.
What was 2 Timothy 2 and
2 and 3.
Come on. The book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Thou. It's thou.
Salakia. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Right. You got to endure hardness, man. Endure means to fight. You keep fighting, man. Hardness. You got to always fight it. Go ahead.
As a good soldier of Yahushua and Mashiach.
Right. If you want to be a good soldier of Christ, man, you got to endure hardness. You got to endure it. You got to keep fighting, man. It's never going to be easy. You got to keep fighting, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody gets attempted or gets attacked with different things. You know what I mean? Some people it's the same, but a lot of people deal with different things they got to deal with. You know what I mean? But don't think in your mind that you're dealing with something that a brother never dealt with before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anything that you're dealing with, somebody else dealt with it before. Multiple times, many times. But people get attacked with different things, man. You know what I mean? You might be doing everything right, but you feel like you're just doing so much work. You know what I mean? Well, the Lord is testing you. Maybe He's testing you because you fit to, be raised up, or whoever knows what the hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is you gonna do it, or is you gonna crack? Damn, you're not ready. You know what I mean? Or is you gonna do the work and show that you're here to serve the Lord?
Right.
You know what I mean? So every time you get pressure, you feel like you're doing a whole bunch of work. First of all, don't think that you're the first one to ever feel like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look, there's a lot of brothers. Think about Commander Yahanna by himself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of brothers that done did work. Don't ever think in your mind that you're doing more work than anybody else ever did. Don't ever think that. You know what I mean? Brothers drive 7, 8, 9 hours, you know what I mean, just to go to camp. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think that. But when you're going through that, the Lord is testing you, man. You understand? Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I may, that's a heavy point that you're bringing out, and I wish that I could remember what Officer Ibarek said, but one of the thought processes that I think that you should come into the school with, and I was letting Officer Yahanna know this, that I constantly come in here thinking that I'm going to be tested, and it isn't just walking in the door.
Right.
It may be from a phone call, because I understand that this right here isn't just, it's nothing like anything else in the world,
Right.
period. So understanding that, I understand that there's going to be things that maybe I'm being tested on by a brother, or where the Most High is allowing me to be tested, or I'm learning something from these tests. You know, so my thought process is constant, thinking like that. And, you know, there's times when, of course, I'm going to fail. It's designed for you to fall, but to get back up. So I think that you have to come into it with that type of attitude. And, of course, there's times when I'll get hot, I'll get upset and agitated, and I'm learning, you know, as I'm doing these things. But the key is to not give up, to continue to face it and continue to come. Because, yes, there's things that I don't agree with, but at the same time, I understand the scripture tells us to work out your own salvation. So I can't look at another brother or anything about, okay, this person's not doing this or this person hasn't shown up. I have to worry about what I need to do and how I can grow and get and be perfect in my brotherhood.
Right. Now, what you said was absolutely right, but it's not designed for you to fail. It's not. You can always pass, always.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not designed for you to fail. Now, if you do fail, it's designed for you to get yourself back up and keep fighting, but it's not designed for you to fail. You know what I mean? You know what? Give me a precept. Give me a precept. Give me, we're going to drop where we at in 2 Timothy's. We're going to drop this. Just give me 1 Corinthians. I want 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Because you got to think about it. Christ never failed. And we striving to be like Christ. So we never fail, man. We just striving to be perfect. If you perfect, then look, you ain't failing. So it ain't designed for you to fall. You know what I mean? It's designed to test you, to battle you. Now, it might be a situation where you do fall. But it is designed for you to get back up and keep fighting. You know what I mean? Don't cop out. You know what I mean? If you come into class, even if you come into class, you a young man or you a trooper, you know what I mean? And maybe you're an officer of 50, man. You know what I mean? You battling something. You battling something. You might do it. Keep coming. Keep coming. You know what I mean? It's building you to keep fighting it, man. Don't think, oh, I did it, now that's it, and give up. That's what cowards do, man. You got to keep fighting. You understand? You got to keep fighting. What it say, man? Go ahead.
I can't tell you what the scripture is, but you know, Christ said, "Be ye perfect as the Father in heaven is perfect."
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It said, "Be perfect, man." You know what I mean? So it's designed for you to be perfect. That's what it's designed for you to be. It ain't designed for you to fall. It's designed for you to be perfect. Go ahead.
Kind of the water, sir. I don't know if it's called before, Slovakia, but I believe it's 1 Corinthians 7:13. You know, where he ain't gonna give you more than you can handle.
Yeah, that's the scripture I just told him to pull. The Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's the scripture I just told him to pull. Go ahead, read it when you got it, Kasiyat.
Come on, sir. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man.
Right. There is no temptation taking you, it's such as common to man. What does that mean?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
There's nothing that you have gone through that no other man hasn't gone through himself.
Right. There's nothing that you going through that nobody else come through. So many times we think that our problem that we going through is special. It's just nobody goes, well, I got a special case. You know what I mean? Nobody went through this before. You know, you feel like you're going through the worst thing of the worst. You know what I mean? That's a lot of times what we like to think. We isolate ourselves. We think that, you know what I mean, nobody has ever dealt with this before. Well, the scriptures say that there's nothing that no common man hasn't went through before, man. Anything that you got a financial problem, people went through that before. You got a smoking problem, people went through that before. You know what I mean? You got a problem with messing with whores, people went through that before. You know what I mean? Whatever type of problem you got, people went through it before, man. What does that mean? That means they could be defeated. Keep going. We're going to keep going. Hold your peace 1 second.
But God is faithful.
Right.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right. You understand me? That you won't be hit, you won't be challenged with anything that you ain't able to overcome, man. You understand? Anything that you're challenged with, anything that you're tempted with, the Lord done made it to where you can overcome it. It's just on you of if you're going to overcome it or not. You understand? Go ahead.
Come on, time. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Right. He's going to make a way for you to escape it, man. He's going to give you the strength to defeat the problem, man. But it's on you. You're going to get your back pushed against the wall. You're going to feel the pressure. But you're going to have a way out, or you can just be sucked back into all the evilness that you was doing before, man. Go ahead.
Come on, God. That ye may be able to bear it.
Right. Meaning no matter what you go through, you able to bear it, man. You might be thinking in your mind, COVID happened, you lost your job. Damn, how am I going to pay bills, man? Was you going to go back to selling drugs, you know what I mean, or robbing, or, you know, scamming, credit card scamming, or whatever the hell you was doing that was wicked? Or are you going to trust in the Lord and fight through it, man? You understand? The Lord is going to allow you to be able to bear it. It ain't going to be something where you're just like, oh, I can't do. Even if you got to get help from brothers, from the school, to where you're able to do what you can do. That's what's going to happen, man. But you wouldn't be able to have that if you didn't have the brotherhood, man. If you wasn't in here strong. You understand? So that was an absolute excellent scripture that you brought that you said, but you know what I mean, that we went to. You understand? What you going to, if I'm going to go back to you, Trooper Azaria Allen, you got something to say?
Come on, sir, if I may, the water. I just wanted to say the water for that, sir, because that's what I needed to hear. You know, especially when I was growing up, you know, facing, trials and tribulations and whatnot. And I'm thinking, you know, man, the world's trying to destroy me, trying to take me out. But now, you know, thank for U.P.K, Most High in Christ. I know that He don't give you enough, like you said. He don't give you enough that you don't do it so you can fail. He tests you so you can win.
Right, exactly. You don't do it. It's not set up for you to fail, man. It's set up for you to be a victor, man. It's set up for you to achieve, man, to be great. You understand? To be perfect. Go ahead.
It's like, man, I may have just used the wrong choice of words in the sense of setting up to fail, but setting up, number one, obviously, like you're saying, to make you stronger, you know, because your character is being tested. Who you are is being built up. So having the mindset of coming into the truth, knowing that you're going to go through things, and it's designed to make you stronger. That's why you're supposed to consider it all joy, which that leads back to that, because in the world, these things that you're talking about, COVID and losing your job, they'll kill themselves.
Right.
But in the truth, we consider it joy, because we know the Most High is saying, look, I'm strengthening you.
Right, exactly, man. You understand? And like I said, anything that you're going through, it's not that it ain't other brothers dealing with it. They dealing with it too. You know what I mean? So don't think that your situation is specific. You know what I mean? It's not. The Lord is testing you to see if you really want this. If you're going to find a way to get it, or is you just going to sit back and make excuses all your damn life. You know what I mean? If you're going to sit back and make excuses, then maybe this is not for you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You understand? Like I said, we give all our time to Esau. We find a way to figure out Esau's kingdom. But what are we going to do for the Lord, man? When are we going to put in the work, the time for the Lord? You understand? And that's what it boils down to. We're going to pull this last scripture, then I'm going to ask for questions. Give me Ephesians 6 and 10.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Right. It says, be strong in the Lord, man, and in the power of his might. You got to be strong in the Lord, man. When you come here, you got to remain strong, man. Why you got to remain strong? It should be evident, but and there's multiple answers that you can give me. But I'll be surprised if you give me the one that I want. Go ahead.
So like you said, to prove yourself that you belong in the truth and you belong in the fold with the Most High.
Okay, that's excellent. But somebody, I want you to read my mind. I know it's impossible. Why do you have to be strong? When you come into this truth, why does the Lord require you to be strong? You know what I mean? You're right, to prove yourself. Hold your people saying to prove yourself, to make sure you know what I mean, that you fighting, that you actually want this and that you deserve this. But what's even more important than that? You know what I mean? I'm gonna get Azaria Allah real quick. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. The water, if I may. Excellent question. If I'm not mistaken, you got to be strong not only for yourself, but for your brothers. Because they watching you too. I got a second point, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Like you said, we're not going through this by ourselves. And I want to know if you use Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, nothing new under the sun. We're not the only one doing it. We ain't going to be the last. Salakia.
Right. What he said was exactly what I was looking for, man. We is here for our brothers, man. You got to be strong because the Lord expects you to teach this truth.
Right.
The Lord expects you to go out and get other brothers, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to stay strong. You got to make sure you're worthy and you want it. But what's more importantly is getting other brothers, man. You know what I mean? You're not here for yourself. What did Christ do? Christ washed the disciples' feet, man. It's Christ. Now, we know damn well he ain't had to do that if he ain't want to.
Right.
But he did. Why? Because he wanted to show that we are servants to the Lord, man. We are servants to our people. You understand? When you come in here, don't be proud and all this. You are servants to the people, man. There's going to be people that's going to look towards you and wants your guidance, wants you to help them. How the hell can you help them if you ain't doing what the hell you're supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? How the hell can you help them and you got the problem yourself?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why you got to put on that armor of the Lord, man. That's why you got to be strong in the Lord, man. Because one day this school is going to be fluctuated with people. And Kasiyat or Hadar Mouth is going to be an officer that Officer 1,000, Officer 500, whatever. You know what I mean? And have to help them. Now, how you going to help them if you ain't doing what the hell you're supposed to do? If you ain't being strong? You understand? Keep going.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 10.
Verse
Finally, my brethren,
11.
Be strong in the Lord.
Go ahead. Go to verse 11.
Put on the whole armor of God.
Right. Put on the whole armor of God, man. You got to put on the whole armor. You know how you get that? By being around the brothers, man. That's how you get that. That's how you strengthen yourself, put yourself in a position to be able to fight anything. By depending on your brothers. You understand? There's an order, man. You know what I mean? The Most High, Christ, your brothers, then your woman, man. Look, sisters, I know you might be like, damn, why come forth? If you want him to be a man of the Lord and to make sure his household is good, that's the order that you're going to have to accept.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if you want to go through problems and everything and things just be wrong, then you might not accept that order. But you got a man of the Lord if he put the Most High, Christ, and then his brothers before you, man. Because if he put a woman over his brothers, guess what he going to do? He going to destroy a nation. That's what he going to do. Oh, I can't go to camp. My woman want to go to, wherever the hell she want to go to. Look, you might think that you might think that you happy because he going with you to wherever the hell, but that's a weak man.
Right.
And that's your husband. You understand? That's the order, man. What King David said. He said, what? What did he say to Samuel? Anybody know? I know, but anybody know the precept? I want the precept real quick. Anybody know?
Salaki, sir, if I may.
I know, you know, go ahead.
Oh, Salaki, sir, I was just trying to make a request, if I may. I didn't hear the question. If you could repeat it, the water.
Okay, yeah. When it comes to, you know what I mean, brothers being above a woman, you know what I mean? The precept for that.
Okay.
Nobody know? You never heard it? You never heard the scripture?
Nah, so like it's probably,
I know you have. Give me oh, you know?
Is it 1 Corinthians 11?
Nah. Give me 2 Samuel 1:26. And read that when you got it.
Come on, sir. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 26. All can have it.
Come on.
Verse 26. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan.
Right, go ahead.
Very pleasant hast thou been unto me.
Right, pleasant. You know what I mean? This is talking about brotherly love, man. Go ahead.
Come on. Thy love to me was wonderful.
Right, this ain't no homosexual, you know what I mean? This is you loving your brother, man. Being able to depend on your brother, fighting for your brother, man. You understand? Go ahead.
Come on. Passing the love of women.
Right, passing the love of woman, man. You know what I mean? I know we love our wives, you know what I mean? We love our woman. But look, brotherly love is stronger than that, man.
Right.
You understand? Brotherly love is stronger than that, man. His love for Jonathan passed the love of woman, man. That's how the brotherhood got to be, man. It's the Most High, Christ, and it's your brothers, man. It's his school. You understand what the scriptures say? I only have one love. That's the school. That doesn't mean that you don't love your woman now. Don't, you know what I mean? You love your woman. You understand? But we know we got to put the school first, man. Go ahead.
Kind of the water, sir, if I may. You know, excellent points being brought out. I just wanted to add a verse, if I may, of what we were saying before. You know, it got to be strong because we are the foundation, you know, of the world that follows.
Go ahead.
Like what it says, like it says in Joshua 6:26. You know, you shall lay a foundation thereof, and his firstborn and his youngest son shall set up the gates. And you know, UPK, the brothers, you know, we the found. You guys are the foundation. That you know, like the teachers that I follow. You know what I mean? And soon the world will follow. You know, that's why we gotta be strong, not for ourselves, but for the, you know, for the Most High. Salaki.
Right, that's absolutely right, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna finish with Ephesians. Give me back to Ephesians, and then we're gonna go ahead and pass the class off. Give me 6 and finish 6 and 11.
Come, sir.
So like in the book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God,
Right.
that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right, you understand? Meaning that's how you will stand against the wiles, man. The problems of the devil, man. That's why you'll be able to fight it. You understand? Go ahead.
Come on, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right, and that's what you up against, man. This is why. That's why we know when we come to the school, we are at war, man. You understand? A lot of people be like, "Oh, well, we ain't at war yet, man. We are constantly under attack, man."
Right.
You understand? Whether it be politicians, whether it be Satan and demons, whether it be Esau, man. We are constantly under attack, man. Everything is an attack. You understand? That's why we got to know that what we fighting up against, man. You think that you not being spiritually destroyed by Esau, then you just lost, man. But they promote homosexuality on our community, man.
Right.
They do all the type of devices. The police killing us.
Right.
You understand? They promote it in our music to sell crack, sell dope. You know what I mean? And the women being whores.
Right.
That's all attacks against us, man. You know what I mean? That's why you have your Cardi B's and, you know what I mean, your Megan Thee Stallions. They might not do it. They married. Well, I know Cardi B married. She don't do it. But yeah, she promoted.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she know that the way for her to get money is to destroy the black community, man. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, all of them. The way for them to get money is to destroy the black community, man. They talk against black people, man. To put down black people. Oprah Winfrey. You understand? That's what we up against, man. So we always got to realize that we had a battle. We had a fight. And the only way to fight that is to be around your brothers, to serve the Lord and trust in the Lord, man. You understand with that? Anybody got any questions?
Slight, sir. Excellent class, sir.
Well, no sweat. Most High in Christ.
No,
Go ahead.
just wanted to speak on that. The precept, like it was the same way with the 12 disciples. You know what I'm saying? That followed Jesus. They stayed together. You know, I don't know if they had wives or anything like that that followed them, but they stuck together. They did have wives that went with them.
Right, exactly. They was putting in work. You know what I mean? They stuck together. They made a tight-knit brotherhood, man. Because they could depend on each other, man. They can strengthen each other. And when one got out of line, they could check him. You know what I mean? If he over him, he'll check him in a respectful way. But nonetheless, he would check him. Like, look, this is what Christ told us to do. You understand? So you're absolutely right, man. And that's why you got to be around your brothers, man. You can't be separate. You can't, you know what I mean, get too proudful or think too much of yourself. Don't think you just great, man. Don't think you're just great. You understand? We got to know this, man. And this is in the scripture. So you're absolutely right about that. Anybody else got any questions or comments or anything to say? Any questions?
If I may,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna kind of the water, sir. Just gonna say to wild class, excellent class. Just want to thank the Most High for the U.P.K. You know, somebody.
Right, as we are, Most High in Christ. Somebody else has something to say?
Yeah, it's Lock here. This is y'all.
Go ahead. How you doing, bro? You doing Tawab?
Oh, yeah, call on.
Most High in Christ. All right. What's going on, Napash?
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, as a people used to fighting and winning battles,
Right.
like Joel Ford got killed, on 21, but Joel Ford got killed just for them going to restore a town or a city block. Oh yeah, we think we won a battle. But guess what? They, you know what I'm saying, the other niggas think of war. They think, okay, all right, that's cool. You burned the block and all that, but guess what? You think on your hood, we just come there and gentrify, you know what I'm saying? Raise up the rent.
Right.
Chop the house.
Right.
Get your street, you know what I'm saying, street from the corner. Like downtown, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get ourselves together. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You can't gather yourself together just to win a battle. You gotta gather ourselves together to win a war.
Right, exactly. Right, what you're saying is absolutely right. Right, what you're saying is absolutely right, man, because, you know, some people can think of when it comes to a war, you talking about, you know, bloodshed, you know, shooting, you know what I mean? You think about like, okay, if I'm going to war, I'm going overseas, bombs, you know what I mean, guns and stuff like that, but a war could simply be the so-called oppressor coming to your neighborhood and gentrifying you, just like the Napash said. That's when Napash said, he said, look, they can come and gentrify you. You don't realize you at a war then, man. That's a war. You know what I mean? They ain't got to go to physical war with you to where it's killing. They could do something subliminal, man, passing the law for homosexual to be accepted. That's a war. Passing the law for your 8-year-old to be able to determine what gender they are, and you can't say nothing about it or you go to jail. They just did that, man. That's what Joe Biden did. That's what people voted in office, man. Your 8-year-old can decide if they want a transgender transplant, and if you say anything about it, you could go to jail.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Child support. You understand? Putting the brother on child support. You can't pay the child support. You ain't got no job. Look, no license, no nothing. You're going to jail. You know what I mean? The Napash, what he said was absolutely heavy, man. It's absolutely right. You understand? Because that's a war. That's an attack on war. That's the war that Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans don't see, man. You know what I mean? Anybody can see, you know, the police killings and think, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? You can see a physical war where people is dying. But you don't see the war to where they destroying people spiritually, mentally. You understand? So what you said was absolutely right, Napash. That's absolutely right. You understand? But with that, we're going to pass the class off to Officer 500, Adar Mott.
Shalom Israel. This is security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K. start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They hit to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, coming from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We just finished celebrating the Feast of Purim. Next will be the Passover.
Right.
Passover. Get your tickets, pay your fees, get your hotel, get your cars, get there. Get ready. Because we're going to have a good time celebrating the defeat of our enemies and giving back to the Most High. And as a reminder, for any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scarves. And with that, give a courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, means stand. All right. Men of Israel, about Shabbat. I.S.U.P.K. Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatah. And what we just said in Hebrew, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yamatai, hands down. Just in case of any sisters, we'll give a courteous salute. Men of Israel, Ba'am Shabbat. I.S.U.P.K. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'Shem Yahushua. And what we just said for the sisters in the Hebrew, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yamatai, hands down. Class dismissed. Have a good night.